now that the Honda is all caught up in maintenance, we're gonna start dailying it. I want to enjoy the car and I want to feel the car in its natural state. Now I do plan on becoming a boosted boy, so I want to, you know, cherish the car in its current state. So I'm doing that. I'm driving it to work and back every single day. You know, the gas mileage on that car is beautiful. But with that being said, I'm now gonna take the time to make sure that my truck is up to date in all her maintenance. Now she's also gonna be in here for a few other things, but I need to make sure this car is ready for whatever we're gonna throw at her. And the reason I say that is we're gonna take a fat minute to turbo the Honda. This is the first time I'm ever turboing a car, so I already know I'm gonna take a fat minute to do it because all the research I gotta do. And again, I've never done that, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take a fat minute like how I did with the Subi when I painted it. So that's why I want to make sure she's good, because I don't know how long we're gonna be keeping the Honda in here. So if we can knock down all of the maintenance on the truck now, later down the road I don't gotta worry about bringing her in here for any kind of maintenance. So, and that's where today's video comes in. Now the first thing this truck needs to be ready to be dailied is this mirror. Check that out. Now this mirror got broken on accident by my oldest brother. He opened our gate and accidentally knocked it back this way, so all of this just broke off, as you guys can see. So I don't think, and I haven't ordered a new side mirror just because I don't think that's gonna fix the issue. I think the issue is that this right here is what's broken. Now I have an idea of what I plan on doing, but first things we're gonna have to do is remove this cover right here on the door panel. And I am looking forward to actually taking this door panel off because all of the clips in here are worn out. Again, this truck was made in 1999, so trust me when I tell you that they're worn out. So this is also gonna give me a great chance to fix that, so I'm killing two birds with one stone. So without further ado, let's get this door panel off. Right now what I'm gonna do, now that everything is nice and loose, is I'm just gonna finish prying it out. There's clips all around here, so don't go and try and get them all out at once. Go one by one. You can even use a special pry bar tool, but my door panel is so loose that I don't think I'll need it. So this I'm just gonna stick through here. I think it has a big enough hole to run it through it. But let's get this door out. This cover needs to come off. Alright, now while we do this, I gotta think of a way to fix this. But this two clips right here, or housings, are broken off. As you guys can see, there's nothing there and there's nothing here. All the other clips housings though are good. This one doesn't have a clip at all, but that's what I mean by housing. It's where you put the clip. But that one's missing. These are all there. And I'm happy that they're there because that way I can go ahead, take one out, see which one it is, and get some new ones because they are worn out. With that being said, at least we got this cover off now. And we can start addressing the window. Alright, just remove these grommets from right here. It looks like there's some bolts holding in this plastic housing right here, so I'm gonna remove that and then see if we can repair it on our bench. I know I have a mess over there, but I don't want to just be working in the truck. I want to actually take it apart and then see what we can do. So let's get these bolts out and take that whole housing out. There's also a wiring, as you guys can see, so I'm gonna try and detach that too. Alright, we got the mirror out. As you guys can see, this right here is what we're dealing with. Now what I plan on doing is buying a washer that's twice the size of this. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it by flipping it over once. And then I think that'll be able to cover this one right here. This one here, I just want one slightly bigger than this. And same with that one. So these two gotta be the same size. This one has to be double the size of that. And I'm gonna bring a third one that just like these two in case I can fit it there and make it work. 4 of them. And this is what I'm gonna use to help me reference this middle hole, because I don't want to get a hole that's too small or too big and then it's not gonna fit on there. So this is what I'm gonna use to measure my inner hole size, because that's where this was. So let's run them in ours. Alright, I am now back from the store. I ended up finding 3 different sizes. This right here is the first one, and then second and third. So I got a small, medium, and a large, I guess you can say. Right now I'm gonna play with them, see which ones fit best, and then I'll show you guys how it all comes out. Alright, little update. I had to get my Milwaukee drill bit. It's this one right here. Make the hole bigger. As you can see, these two are not the same size. So I made this hole a little bigger. But now when I try and put this other washer in there too, it won't go in because it's too round. So I'm planning on just grinding off that much, and then hopefully it'll give it enough clearance to just keep everything nice and sturdy. Now I haven't moved on to the third bolt just yet because I want to attack one at a time. So I'm taking out my Milwaukee grinder and I put this metal cutoff wheel on there. And I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time using this, so I'm a little excited to use it. I do got some safety gear that I'm gonna put on right now, but this is cool. I bought this to be able to help me grind some fuel lines for the Honda, and I thought that was the first time I was gonna use it when I started cutting those fuel lines, but guess I'm whipping it out to cut this washer. Check that out. I kind of forced it, but if I put it on there, it sits just right. Check that out. You see what I mean? But that just leaves us with this one right here and another one of these. I just gotta make the inner hole a little larger, but that should fix that issue there too. So now once I make this little hole bigger, I'm gonna tighten everything up and then show you guys how it all looks. Check that out. We have a full working mirror again. Now I haven't seen this mirror intact in so long. It actually looks really good. Can't believe I let it go so long like that, but this is how everything came out. As you guys can see, the washers are doing a great job of supporting that. Doesn't feel flimsy at all. Feels nice and durable, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this bad boy is going anywhere except right where it belongs. Now the door panel, we're still gonna go ahead and take a minute to try and save it. The reason I say that is because these 2 clips here are gone and broken. So I gotta put some glue there and make sure that it cures properly, because if I go ahead, glue it, and put it right back on, it's just gonna go ahead and break again. But I'm not in any rush to get that done and in the car right away, because these clips that we have here, I went ahead and ordered from Amazon just because they're a little cheaper there. And while the clips get here, there's other things we gotta do on the truck either way, so we can just set that aside. But for now, let's put this mirror back in. Alright, as you guys can see, the mirror is now back how it used to be. I'm very happy that we have this mirror back in here, because I hate having this thing flopping around. It also scuffed the paint a little. I think we can buff it out, but I'm not gonna do that anytime soon, so it's just gonna stay like that. But again, at least we got our mirror back in there. She looks nice and pretty with it. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I already went ahead and scuffed up where we're gonna glue the new parts to, so there's some scuffing there just to give it a better bond. I also scuffed up the washer, but I also went ahead and test fit the screw that sits here on there, so this right here fits perfectly. There's not gonna need to be any modifications done to this. This, I'm literally just gonna glue it on there like so. But I'm gonna use this glue right here. Now this glue is really good, but you gotta give it time to cure, and you also gotta make sure you set it in properly. Now I have a brand new box over here, but trust me when I tell you that this will get the job done. Let's go ahead and glue this bad boy on there. Alright, I was trying to think of a way to mask this off so that I don't have glue just going everywhere, because again, this is very slimy, so it's not gonna be hard until it hardens. But I was noticing that this thing has a couple screws holding the trim down, so if I'm able to separate it and just set it aside and work on it, I think it'll be easier for me and I'll have better results. So I'm just gonna take a moment to disassemble it, and then it should make it easier for us to work on. Literally, bro, this is gonna make things so much easier. Check this out. I got the piece out, and this right here is where it's broken. Alright, here is how everything is gonna end up being left overnight so that it can fully harden. This is the armrest right here. As you guys can see, I ended up using some clamps to hold it in place because it was just dragged down because of gravity, so that's holding them how I want them to hold. However, with this right here, I was inspecting it and I noticed a huge crack right there. So I went ahead, flipped her over, put some more glue on there, and there's like a crack that goes like this, so I put some tape under it to make sure nothing goes under. Once this hardens, I'm gonna flip her over and then add some on the other side, but for the most part, this is how it's gonna end up being. I just wanted to make sure we took care of it since we already had this going on. With that being said, I'm not gonna put any of these pieces back together because one, this glue needs to harden, and two, I still gotta wait for the clips to get here. So as soon as they get here, we'll slap all of this back together. But I did notice that my door has a problem with closing. As you can see, it sags and it needs to be like lifted up right around here in order for it to go in there. You can see how much play it has. So I went online and did some research, and turns out that there's some pins and bushings that go bad. That's the reason why this door is so saggy. So as soon as those pins get here, we're also going to be taking care of that. But next time you guys see me, we should be replacing something that should hopefully, fingers crossed, fix the heater issue. And you guys are gonna know a little bit about that in next week's video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But until then, this is Javi from Javi's Productions. Peace out, my friends.